Hey, Andy and Dano here. Thanks for watching another episode of Andy versus Dano webcast.
Hey yo, this is the Andy vs Dano show. My name's Dano. To my left is Andy, my competitor. We are a weight loss competition site, and so the goal of our videos is to learn and talk about what we've learned about losing weight, which is our current competition. So basically, the competition is till December 31st, 2010. We have to see who can lose the most weight. This week, we're going to talk about a curious question about carbs. We're going to talk about weight loss gains or losses, hopefully, and our calorie count experiment we did this week. So, Andy, how you doing?
I'm good. This week's been crazy. Yeah. I went to the gym at least four times, and then there was everything else in between, like alcohol and all types of stuff and eating late and stuff like that. I was like, all right, doesn't matter now. We're not going for the whole carb thing. We're not going for the no alcohol thing. It's just strictly, just calories and stuff like that. So let's see what happens.
That's good about the carbs, because I was reading when I was looking at the carb stuff. I was initially looking at carbs to see why we gain weight when we eat more carbs. And there's a lot of kind of important information that I want to share with you, that you probably should eat carbs because it's something that your body absolutely needs. And when you don't eat carbs, you remove a lot of glucose, and it's something your body needs to function, and that could damage your liver, cause brain damage, kidney damage, and muscle issues. So it's good that you're putting carbs in your system.
You're talking about good carbs, right?
When I was reading, it was saying that the body sees carbs the same way, and that there is a difference between complex and simple carbs. I think they call it simple carbs. And complex carbs are theoretically supposed to be slower to burn down, although there were some articles I was reading that said that's not always the case. Like potatoes, I think, is technically a complex carb, but like your body breaks it down uber quickly, and so you still get that rush of sugar into your bloodstream.
Yeah, so you're saying still that what we shouldn't eat are stuff such as bread and stuff like that because it takes a lot longer to break down. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, bread definitely, since it's already kind of partially broken down for you, depending on the type of bread, whole wheat-based breads and more heartier breads do still break down slowly, so they're safe to eat. They're okay to eat. But one of my favorite carbohydrates is broccoli, because it's complex and it takes a while to break down. It's low in calories. The biggest thing was the reason why carb diets work is because generally you eat food that is not as bad for you anymore. Meaning you don't eat fast food as much, and you end up eating more vegetables or more foods that aren't carbs. And since there's not very many foods out there that aren't carbs, you kind of lose weight just because you're putting in less calories. And it all really comes down to calories. So carbs doesn't matter. It's the calorie intake. And the reason why people have success on low carb diet or no carb diets is because there's no food options left, and you end up eating less calories. But then you can I totally agree with it too.
Yeah, because when we did the week where we took off carbs, I went to the supermarket and I was just looking around and just seeing what I could buy if I didn't buy anything with the bad carbs in there. So you skip the entire dessert section, you skip the entire bread section, you skip almost the entire frozen section, because most of I think they use a lot of the bread and dough and stuff like that as a container for a lot of food. And then there's bakery, and every bakery pastry item has a lot of sweet stuff in it. And then there's a lot of pastas and spaghettis that have a lot of cheese and other sauces on it that are very high in calorie. So yeah, the only thing left was just vegetable and just meat, like the caveman diet. So yeah,
the early ancestor diet. And I thought Livestrong had the greatest paragraph about why we gain water weight, because that was really what I was kind of looking at, like why do we gain weight? And it's not fat, it's water, or at least a chunk of it's water. It sounds like it's calories too.
Hmm.
But he said basically that when you remove carbs from your body, you also remove a lot of this, this glycine, which contains a lot of water. And so when you remove that out of your body, you have frequent urination, and you lose a lot of water because the carbs, the glycogen in carbs tends to hold on to water, and that's
Hmm.
where it comes from. And I have links. I'll put links in the show notes for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So speaking of calories, that was something we talked about last week. Doing was counting our calories throughout the week, and I'm kind of interested to hear your results.
Yeah.
I did a semi-okay job with it. I counted it vaguely. So I took notes. I took pictures. But I think this week, I think we should try it again this week. I don't know if you are down for the same thing. And I'm going to be a little more anal with it.
Hmm.
Because I got about the right numbers. But let's hear what your numbers were. How many calories did you eat this week?
Here's the thing. I calculated the calorie to reach my ideal weight, 160 by the end of the year, and it says that with my weight and height and everything, that I'm supposed to consume about 2,632 calorie per day to reach my goal weight. Did you get any number like that?
That's pretty high.
Because 2,000 something is really, really high, right?
That's about what I was eating to maintain my current weight.
Yeah. So right now, how much did you calculate? How much did you say you were when you put it in?
Well, I said I was figuring out what my basic burn rate was per day, and it was about 220, 400, I believe. I don't have the numbers up in front of me. I have my big numbers, but I don't have those numbers. So in order to maintain my body weight, 2,400 calories is what I have to eat a day. So if I go below that, I'll naturally burn. So throughout the week, I didn't do the big number. I didn't do the one for the end of the year, which I should have. In retrospect, that's something you did. I should have. I'll introduce that information next week.
Oh, you know why it's that high? It's because when they gave me the choices of different types of activities I do throughout the day, they asked, do you just sit at home all day long and you don't exercise at all? I'm like, no, I go more than 3-4 times a week, and I push myself really hard. So that would be moderate activity. So once you click that, they give me a number like 2,600 something. So if I'm eating below 2,600 something, then it should be fine then. So I mean it's not pinpoint to the exact pixel, but yeah, it seems pretty accurate. So yeah.
It's when you write construction work in there, it like doubles.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
it basically like I am lethargically not moving, and my calories was about 2,400.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
throughout the week, unlike you, I went to the gym once. It was a bad week for me again. I've just
Uh-huh.
I have so many things going on that I just haven't been able to get to the gym. And it's bad too because the first time I got to the gym was yesterday, and when I
Yeah.
finally worked out, I felt so good.
Yeah.
I was kind of feeling down the whole week, and then when I finally got to the gym, just cranking on the machine, I felt
Mhm.
like just explosion of like just feeling good about myself. So I need to
Yeah.
go to the gym. I need to keep going because if you don't go, you end up feeling just kind of guilty. You don't feel as motivated. You don't feel as energetic.
Yeah. Yeah. So my number was 2,600 something, and then my average per day came out to be around 2,000.
Okay.
So what happened was during the beginning of the week, I ate very, very less, and then towards the weekend I ate a lot more. So it averaged out to be like 2,000 something. When we were doing this calorie count thing, I just figured, all right, let's just eat a lot of stuff that will show up on the calorie chart, because there's certain programs that I would use to see how many calories something are. So if I eat a certain something, sometimes it might not show up there. So I only ate things that showed up at the beginning of the week. Then towards the end of the weekends and stuff like that, I ate like a lot of different type of stuff. So then I had to just do it from memory since I didn't take a picture of everything. But then it was during the weekend that made the spike in the calorie count and stuff like that. So if this thing is telling me 2,600 is what I should do, but I'm getting average 2,000 per day, then it should be going down. Plus, I went to the gym at least 4 times this week.
So you should be looking at a 3 to 4 pound loss.
Yeah, that's what I should be looking at. If it's 3,500, I'm the same exact weight.
Oh wow, yeah. I counted my calories. I did big numbers. I just calculated the whole week. So I took in 16,000 calories for the whole week, and I burned 19,000 according to my set of, like, my not moving and my one time going to the gym. I gained a pound.
Yeah.
But technically, I should have lost a pound.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm wondering if maybe I should be a little more anal with my calorie counting, and see if maybe I just didn't calculate it right. But it is interesting, like, because everyone uses these calculators, and you are the same weight, which I'm sorry, man, that sucks. And
no, because it could be this too. It's just towards the weekend there was alcohol, there was like chicken strips, there was late night dinner and stuff like that. So all of those are really hard to count because you won't find a lot of those, late night dinner items inside the calorie chart. So it could be that I underestimated it, right? So
that's true. That's absolutely true. That reminds me, I'm going to put a link in the show notes one I was using, the one I think is really neat to have. It's from Calorie Count. It's the recipe analysis, and what it does is you can put in foods. Like today, this morning, I had a cup of broccoli and half a cup of tomatoes. You just put that in there, and I'll just tell you exactly how many calories that is. Someone put that in the show notes. It's really fun. It's really cool. If you're a home cook, it'll come really in handy because you know what you're putting in your food, and it'll just let you know exactly what you're putting in your body.
Yeah. You know what I ate on Wednesday, the day right after our video cast? I ate 8 eggs.
With
the
all
entire
the
day. Actually, the entire day.
Oh.
I ate 8 eggs.
You gotta be careful. You're gonna go into starvation mode. You gotta let your body.
Here's the thing. I just drank a lot of water and then just ate a lot of eggs. I was trying to see. All right. I won't die from eating 8 eggs for one. What is that for one day, right? But I wanted to see what would happen. I was trying to see if I can just eat like very similar stuff each day so that it's easy to calculate the calories. So I did 8 eggs, and then I forgot what was the calorie for an egg, but yeah, I was just trying to go that route. And then the next day I had like 5 eggs plus something else, and then the next day I had like 3 eggs plus something else. So yeah, and then. Yeah, it was a weird thing I was doing, but I was trying to keep it as simple as possible because one of the things that discouraged me the first time with the calorie count was eating stuff that wasn't in the calorie chart. So once you can't find it in the calorie chart to get the calorie, you kind of screw it all up and you're like, okay, I'm not going to count anymore.
You're just down to guessing.
Yeah. So I'm exactly the same weight this week. Yeah.
That sucks. Oh, well, I guess we'll back to square one. See, did you want to continue this on for the next week and want to count calories again?
Yeah.
Right.
We'll count calories again. So,
do you have any weight loss goals for next week?
I think from what I do, I can drop 3 pounds. So I can drop 3 pounds. So you'll see me under.
I'm just checking my stats. I'm going to go for 5.
Something. So you say 5 pound, right? And you can basically calculate everything from the calorie. But hey, we got 40-something seconds left. This is our first time we ever do this countdown thing. But
and so before I leave, I want to make sure we thank the Sticker, our sponsor, who's supporting us in our mission to lose weight. If you're into building websites or you want to build a website and you're not exactly sure where to start, sticker.com is your answer. And I'm sorry, Andy, what were you going to say?
I just want to say if you want to visit us or contact us, it's www.andyvsdano.com or email us at andyvsdano@gmail.com. So,
awesome.
I think
we're
that's
on Twitter too, so check us out on Twitter.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
hey,
thanks for watching our show.
Everyone, thank you for being here today. See you next week.
Yeah.